Michael Edward here. November 28th was a great day. Stuck to my game plan. If you watched my video yesterday, I said I thought that ASNS yesterday was going to wake up a lot of the small caps today, and I said my focus was going to be small caps today. Well, the two top gainers on the day, two small caps, low float, low price stuff, lower volume stocks. I just got volume today. I focused on them. TNXP, ALQA. Caught both stocks, caught both moves. I'm going to go over that with you. But quick check in on the overall markets, guys. I want to talk a little bit about this. 600 plus point day on the Dow today as the market kind of rallied back. Okay, here we are, today's action. Big, strong rally day. I want to just talk to you real quickly about this, why the market was up 600 points today. Fed Chairman Powell, he spoke today. He was a lot more dovish with his commentary. Dovish means bullish, hawkish means bearish. This action right here, guys, was all started by Powell in October saying that the interest rates were very far from neutral and hinting towards very aggressive interest rate hikes over the next several months. And that's what kind of started the unwinding down of the market. So he came on today and gave a speech and said that the interest rates are just below neutral. Okay, that I don't think was necessarily the reason behind the 600-point move because we're really not that much different. He said we're not far from neutral, the neutral range that the Fed has, which the range is pretty large, okay? And depending on where the Fed wants to fall in that range, we could be almost done with interest rate hikes, or we could still have a lot to go because that range is sizable. Okay, so that I don't think was really the major reason why we ended up rallying. He did say this, and this is what I think really sparked the markets. He said there's no set plan for the interest rate hikes. The reason why this is a good thing is because actually Jim Cramer has been calling for this since early October of wait and see. Meaning if you raise interest rates, do it once, wait and see. Gather economic data and decide if you're going to raise rates again and when. Instead of talking about in October how we're going to raise rates in December, June, October, this year, next year, and moving forward, seemed like there was more of a set plan, like the Fed was going to be on autopilot regardless of what the market was doing, regardless of what the economy was showing. They were going to be in autopilot mode, raising rates all throughout next year, and that is what really scared the market. So when he came on today and he started speaking saying that we don't have a preset plan, okay, and he hinted more towards we're going to raise rates and we're going to collect data and we're going to make our next decision based on that data, that I think is the reason why the market really rallied. Because that shows that the Fed might slow down the rate at which they increase rates rather than just kind of be on autopilot and steam through raising rates very, very quickly, which has the potential to stunt economic growth. Okay, inflation is very much in check. It is in line based on all the economic data that the Fed has been gathering. And that is the reason really why I think you got that dovish kind of language from him today, and that's what sparked this rally. There's major resistance at 275, okay, on the SPY. I'll go out to a 15-minute chart, and I'll show it to you. You guys can see it very clearly. Okay, here is your 275 resistance on the SPY. Okay, it's pretty clear. Okay, so I don't necessarily think we break through this level tomorrow. I think tomorrow the market needs to just digest a little bit. Maybe we pull back into 273 or so, 272, and kind of bounce around a little bit ahead of the G20 summit. The only thing that I think is going to keep this little rally we had today, keep it alive, is if Trump makes some headway with China at the G20 as far as the trade war and tariffs. If we come out of the G20 and there's progress made between Trump and China as far as the trade tariffs, then I think we have a real good chance of the market getting back up to the mid 280s. There is major resistance right here at 281. Okay, you guys can see this 281 level. There's your resistance at 281. So the two key levels we have on the SPY is 275 and 281. And then if we can get through that, I think we could see a move up towards 286, 287. I don't think we get back to highs. but I think we could see a move up into the mid 280s if Trump and China can come to some type of an agreement, and the next round of tariffs that Trump was talking about do not get put in place. I think that would extend this little rally that we saw today. So that G20 summit's happening the end of this week. So trust me, a lot of attention is going to be on it. A lot of traders are going to be paying very close attention. A lot of institutions are going to be paying very close attention to what what happens and what comes out of that meeting. Okay, so that's my little brief, quick take on the overall markets. Now let's get to my actual trades. And again, guys, yesterday we had ASNS was 250% runner, all day mover. And I said in my video yesterday, I'm going to come in, I'm going to focus on small caps today. It's exactly what I did, and I finished the day 2 for 2, 2 trades, profitable on both. One of them got ruined by a bunch of trading halts, and that's this first one, TNXP, and I'll walk you through it. TNXP, okay, guys. Recent reverse split. Okay, here we are. You see the initial morning low gets put in, and you can see this initial morning low just started to hold support and hold support and hold support until it finally broke back above VWAP. I got long right in here. Okay, I'll take you to my trade announcements on the day. Here we are at 948 long tier 1 TNXP at 399, stop loss 350. We'll add tier 2 through 420. 420, guys, was VWAP. Okay, that area, that was the VWAP area, and I was saying if we can get through VWAP, I think that we might see a halt and a push back up to the high of the day. Now, we broke through VWAP, okay? I added to the position. I tried to get 418s. I didn't get filled till like 420, 421. We shot up and we halted at 447. My initial take profit plan was going to be up here in front of the initial morning high. That was going to be my first take profit. We didn't quite get up there. I started to see that we were going to halt at 447, and I took some off right before the halt. I didn't sell as much as I wanted to at 447 because it was right when the stock was halting. But I was able to get some shares off, so I still sent the alert out at 447. Okay. So you see we halted right there, and I was really upset when we halted there because if we didn't halt there, guys, I was pretty confident that TNXP was going to do this. And we're going to break through highs if we didn't halt right there. But the halt kind of broke up the momentum. We pulled back in, okay, and you can see we started to find some resistance here at VWAP again. I lightened my position up a little bit more, okay, just to kind of reduce my risk because I didn't like how the stock pulled back in like that after the trading halt. I took more off at 423, okay, and I'm looking now for a trade line VWAP crossover to push the stock up to the high of the day, and we were getting it. You see the trade line coming up to VWAP was going to cross over and push the stock to the high of the day, and it halted again. Very frustrating to see it halt again. Otherwise, I think we would have did this if we had not halted, but nothing you can do. We ended up halting and then pulling back in right off the trading halt, and then right there, we broke below VWAP. I exited the last piece of my position there. Final take profit, 415. Okay, so not a home run trade. Okay, I didn't get, the halts kind of broke up my home run trade here, but still walking away from the trade profitable on the trade. Okay, my other trade was ALQA. Okay, this was a good one, guys. ALQA, huge volume off the push. Now, this is a really cool lesson that I'm going to talk to you about on ALQA. Really cool. ALQA, when it broke through the highs and started to push, okay, this candle is what I want you to pay attention to. This big, strong tail down into the trade line and VWAP. And you can see the stock put in that tail and immediately shot off that tail and ended up making a new high on huge volume. Okay, when I draw out my Fibonacci retracement level, okay, at the time, you see it was the 38.2 Fibonacci level. It was a trade line, and it was VWAP. So you had 3 support indicators that kicked in there, huge volume, and it pushed the stock from that support level right to new highs. When that happened, I still had no position in ALQA. Okay, but when that happened, I said to our members in chat, guys, you have to pay very close attention to that price action. That is a significant candle that should capture your attention. There's very obvious support at that area based on the volume that came in on that candle and the price action. The stock put in that tail and immediately shot right through the high of the day. Okay, that's showing you there's support down in that area and there's aggressive support. But Which indicator was it that created that support? Was it the trade line? Was it 38.2 fib? Was it VWAP? Because all of those indicators are at that same level. That we're not quite sure. Maybe it was a combination of all three of those indicators that created that support. Either way, you need to take notice of that candle. I took notice of that candle, and that helped me place my next trade. Okay, we ended up putting in the high of the day right here, 493. So let's draw our Fibonacci retracement level up to the new high. And now you start to see on this pullback, you see volume started to slow down, which is a good thing. That shows you profit taking, not real aggressive selling pressure. And then I started to notice, look what we have here. The 38.2 fib line lines up again with VWAP, and we put in a nice tail, bounced up off that level, and we started to see another increase in volume as we bounced off that level. That told me right there, that is the level. That's the support. It's VWAP. It's the 38.2 fib. That's my level. That's my support. I'm looking for that because this already showed me that there's some support at the 38.2 and VWAP. Now, here we are again at the 38.2 and VWAP, and I'm getting indications, a strong bounce off that level, increase in volume, another clue that there's still support in that area. So I went ahead and I got long right there. Take you back to my trade announcements. Long ALQA 418, stop loss 370 area. Let's go back to the chart. You see we then pull back in and look at this VWAP support. VWAP. VWAP, VWAP. Look at that support, guys. The stock just holding, and then bang, you get that squeeze action. I started taking profit. I took profit off right in front of the high of the day. Take it back to my trade announcements. Took some off at 480. The bulk of my position at 508, right as we pushed through $5. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to hold on to one last piece in case this ALQA is anything like ASNS and we get an all-day runner and the stock continues to push. There was a gap fill from March, I think it was March of 2017, up at $6 that I thought the stock had a chance of filling in the afternoon if it was going to stay above VWAP and going to continue to push and squeeze in the afternoon. So I was holding on to one last piece, but as you guys can see, we ended up breaking down later in the day, and I sold out my last piece of my position right here. Back to my trade announcements, sold out remaining ALQA 380. So I lost money on my last final piece, but that well more than my take profits at 480 and 508 puts me well into the green on this trade and able to walk away from the trade and the day with a real nice green P&L. Okay, so it felt really good today to catch these two small cap moves after, I spoke yesterday about small caps are going to be my focus today. I did that, stuck to my game plan, and it paid off. Okay, we'll see. I think the market needs to digest today's rally a little bit, so I expect a tight range in the market tomorrow. That may create, some more opportunities in small caps if traders still look to flock towards these small caps. They've been hot this week. I don't see a reason for that to slow down just yet. I will be looking at small caps again tomorrow. I'll see you guys in chat. Take care.